I love the PXG Secret Weapon mini driver. I absolutely love everything it does for me in my golf game. And I can't quite do what I do with a driver with it, but in its place I do something very nice. Like, I've played a lot of rounds of golf with this in the golf bag, and I've changed the paint so it's got some yellow paint in there, and then in the club face as well, because I wanted to match it up to this awesome head cover. But there's just a little question mark, because I played golf with some guys that hit the driver a really long way, and I'm not short, but I just felt like I couldn't keep up with the mini driver. I felt like I was just missing that extra boost on the golf course to give myself a shorter shot in. So I'm going to hit 2 with this, and I'm going to hit 2 with the Elyte mini driver in 11.5 to see if I can get anywhere near a driver. And I've teed it up a little bit higher than I would on the course, just to see if I can get a little bit more angle into it. Because if you tee the ball quite low, you might hit down on the ball more. If you tee it a bit higher, you can get a bit more space to hit up on it. So it's a bit more driver-like when I have that ball just propped up a little bit. Now, I've hit that absolutely terribly, but I'm in the middle of the fairway and it's gone 294. Like, that was literally awful, which is why I like it. See if I can get one that actually goes off the club face. There we go. Now, I would say that's a pretty good hit. It's not a bad fly into wind. It's not awful, but I do find a few shots just spin that little bit too much. But when I do want to hit a low knuckleball draw, I can bring it on a little bit easier than I can with a driver, because the overall flight is lower than the big dog. And if I now put this 11.5 mini driver on the same shaft as the PXG, so it's 11.5 degrees, it's on -1 neutral, it's got the same Diamana X Flex Limited, S70 Limited, same shaft, weight in the toe, and this does feel a bit more like a mini driver. With the PXG, it feels a little bit more like a big 3 wood. But let's have a look at what it does. Again, I'm going to try and get a bit more out of this. I'm going to try and launch it a little bit higher with lower spin. Just a bit of overdraw. But it's carried okay. Better. Go on, how far is that getting up there? Okay, 2 on 2. Now, if I hit one driver off the same tee height, where's my clubs? Hit the like button. Haha. So I would normally tee this off a bit higher, but if I'm trying to play the same sort of shot maybe, but similar setup to the mini driver, I've got the weight in the toe. I've got it on -1 neutral, but on a 9-degree head. And this shaft's a bit different, but it's the Velocore Blue 5X. Now, how much more do I get out of this? How much more opportunity do I create by hitting this? Do I feel like I need a driver to get me just that little bit further up? Well, I can't argue with that. It's just that opportunity. If I take the driver out and replace it with a mini driver, I'm giving up a lot. Now, that is off a low tee, to be fair, but it's carried very healthily. Drop kick. Almost trying to hit up on it and just drop kicked it a bit. So a higher tee would be much easier, but here we go. Maybe if I want to hit one like I would a mini driver off a lower tee, can I use that functionality differently? So one bad one, but the numbers don't lie. And largely it depends on the golf course that I'm playing. If I'm playing a short, tight golf course, mini driver is really, really good if it sets me up for that next shot. But if I'm playing like a championship course, like an open qualifying, I just want that little bit more opportunity. I just want that little bit more distance up there to make the next shot shorter sometimes. So depends a bit on where I'm playing, but it's good to understand what I'm giving up. Let me hit one more ball, actually, and I'm going to tee this up really high, which is something I can't really do with a mini driver. So let's get this thing up there, and I'm going to go... Oh, that's not my driver. Where have I put it? There it is. Hit the like button. So this is one more with a driver. I've had 2 in the same sort of spot on there. If I get this teed up so I can go full send. And if I give up that functionality, okay, I can't do that with the mini drivers. But with the mini drivers, I hit a lot of fairways. And annoyingly, I don't actually have a 3-wood in the bag. So when I take the driver out and put the mini driver in, it replaces the 3-wood as well. I've just got too many wedges to be able to have that extra club at the top. But the wedges are the scoring zone. So I'm going to delete that one driver that I drop kicked. Oh, that's interesting. So lower tee, like the mini driver, with the normal driver, I can get that height down to 68 feet. Now that's a bit of a new swing change that has facilitated that, but it's good to know I can get that thing down. Whereas with the mini driver, I can get it down as well. I find it easier to get it down, but I was just hitting kind of like stock swings here. But the stock swings 110 against 103, and then angle of descent 41.4, 41.1. So these are coming in at the same angle. Driver's coming in lower and hotter. Now with that last drive that I hit, I've not got that in the averages here, but that did get to the same angle as the other two. But on average, we're looking very different. Now I'm going to leave the one that I've absolutely sent out of it, but the two mini drivers, 270 against 271, slightly different spin. So the secret weapon, just a little bit slower off the face, but still reaches the same yardage. So I think it does that because that spin stays a little bit more tamed. Now as that ball gets up with lower spin, it cuts through the air up to 271. This is going faster but spinning more, so it lands a little bit further up because there's a little bit more resistance in the air. Looking at the same sort of functionality between these two, a little bit more run out because of that lower spin in the PXG. Driver off the same tee height, I've got more speed, I've got lower launch, lower spin, it's cutting through the air better with a faster ball speed, 287. Oh, that's 17 yards, 16, 17 yards more carry. And it gets me up through that 300 barrier, but that's not including this shot here where I've carried it 303 to get 320 out of it. That's very different. So I've got 118 feet of height there. I've treated it very differently, teed it up very differently. And even though I've got the same ball speed here, at lower launch, it got 290. I've got the same sort of ball speed there between that and the first one. And it's got higher launch. It's got 118 instead of 73, and it's just picked up 13 yards of carry and a little bit more distance overall. So where's my bag at? I like having that extra boost from the driver. I like having that reliability of a mini driver. I just need to kind of look at what the golf course is that I'm playing to see whether I need that club in the bag. Mini driver replaces driver, and the next club down is a 5-wood, because I do think the mini drivers for me are far better than a 3-wood. But there we go, it's just interesting to see what more I can achieve with a driver. It just depends how confident you are with a driver. If you're not as confident with the driver, you're going to sacrifice a bit of distance with a mini driver, but you might hit more fairways. Have you got a mini driver? Have you tried a mini driver? Or are you sticking to your big stick? Don't forget to hit the like button because it does really help the channel. See you later.
Oh, fabulous!